Nasty personality.
Today we're exploring the idea of a nasty personality. We all meet people who seem to spread negativity wherever they go. They criticize, insult, or try to bring others down, and dealing with them can be exhausting. But what does it really mean to have a nasty personality? Is it just someone having a bad day, or is it something deeper, rooted in patterns of behavior and attitude? In this video, we'll uncover the traits of a nasty personality, why people act this way, the impact on others, and most importantly, how to deal with them effectively.
A nasty personality is not a medical or psychological diagnosis but rather a descriptive term for individuals who consistently display harmful and toxic behaviors. These people thrive on negativity, often targeting others through sarcasm, criticism, or manipulation. Unlike someone who occasionally loses their temper, individuals with a nasty personality make hostility and cruelty part of their everyday interactions. It becomes a pattern rather than a rare incident. Understanding this distinction is important, because we all get upset or irritated sometimes. But someone with a nasty personality has turned negativity into their default way of dealing with the world.
There are several traits that people with nasty personalities often share. First, they are highly critical, constantly pointing out flaws in others, rarely offering encouragement. Second, they may use sarcasm or cruel jokes, claiming they are just being honest. Third, they tend to manipulate situations to their advantage, even at the expense of others. Finally, they show little empathy and may even enjoy watching others struggle or feel hurt. These traits combine to create an atmosphere of tension and discomfort. Instead of lifting others up, nasty personalities create environments where people feel small, insecure, or unwelcome.
To understand why someone develops a nasty personality, we need to look at the psychological roots. Many times, nastiness is a mask for insecurity or low self-esteem. People who feel inadequate may attack others to feel powerful or superior. Jealousy is another common root, leading to spiteful behavior against those who seem more successful or happier. Sometimes, childhood experiences play a role, especially if the person grew up in an environment filled with criticism, bullying, or neglect. Nastiness can become a learned defense mechanism. In this sense, while the behavior is toxic, it often reveals deep inner struggles.
One of the easiest ways to recognize a nasty personality is through social behavior. These individuals may constantly gossip, spreading rumors to damage reputations. They can publicly humiliate others, making mean comments in group settings to gain attention or dominance. Another sign is their enjoyment of conflict. They often escalate arguments or create drama just to feel in control. At first, their behavior might seem subtle, like playful teasing, but over time it becomes clear that the intent is to wound rather than connect. Socially, nasty personalities thrive on division and hostility, making relationships stressful and draining.
Spending time with someone who has a nasty personality can be emotionally draining. Victims of their behavior often feel anxious, second-guessing themselves constantly. Self-esteem can suffer, especially if the nastiness comes from a friend, family member, or colleague. Over time, exposure to constant criticism and negativity may even lead to depression or a sense of hopelessness. At work, nasty personalities poison team spirit and lower productivity. In families, they can create long-lasting emotional scars. The impact isn't just short-term discomfort. It can shape how people see themselves and their relationships with others, sometimes leaving wounds that take years to heal.
It's important to distinguish between being assertive and being nasty. Assertiveness is healthy. It means standing up for yourself in a respectful way, setting boundaries, and communicating clearly. Nasty behavior, however, goes beyond honesty and becomes harmful. A nasty person doesn't just express disagreement, they insult, belittle, or attack. For example, saying, "I don't agree with your idea," is assertive, but saying, "Your idea is stupid, and you're clueless" is nasty. Understanding this difference matters because sometimes nasty people defend themselves by saying, "I'm just being real." In truth, assertiveness empowers, while nastiness tears people down.
To make this more relatable, let's look at some everyday examples of nasty personalities in action. At work, you might encounter a colleague who takes credit for your ideas while spreading rumors about you behind your back. In friendships, nastiness may appear as constant backhanded compliments or jokes at your expense. In families, it might show up as manipulation, where a relative uses guilt or shame to control you. Online, nastiness is common in the form of cyberbullying or hateful comments. These examples remind us that nastiness isn't confined to one setting, it can appear anywhere.
Why do some people continue being nasty even when it damages relationships and reputations? One reason is habit. Once negative patterns become routine, they're hard to break. Another reason is lack of self-awareness. Many nasty individuals don't see themselves as the problem. They may even believe their behavior is justified. Additionally, nastiness can be reinforced when people tolerate it, stay silent, or even reward it with attention. In some cases, nastiness gives a sense of control or power that the person craves. Without intervention or self-reflection, they may continue their behavior indefinitely, regardless of consequences.
Before pointing fingers at others, it's worth asking, do I show signs of a nasty personality sometimes? The truth is, we all can slip into negative habits, sarcasm, gossip, jealousy, or dismissiveness. These may seem small, but if repeated often, they can make us appear nasty without realizing it. Honest self-reflection is essential. Ask yourself, do my words lift people up or tear them down? Do I respect boundaries, or do I manipulate? Do I criticize more than I encourage? By reflecting on our own behavior, we can avoid becoming the very thing we dislike in others. When dealing with nasty personalities, the first step is not to take their behavior personally. Their words usually reflect their own insecurities, not your worth. Second, set firm boundaries. Let them know what behavior you will not tolerate. Third, limit your exposure. If possible, spend less time around them to protect your mental health. Finally, build a strong support network of positive people who remind you of your value. Coping isn't about changing the nasty person, because often you can't, but about managing your reactions so their negativity doesn't consume your peace of mind. Communicating with nasty personalities can be tricky. The key is to stay calm and not mirror their negativity. If you respond with anger, the situation usually escalates. Instead, use assertive I statements. For example, I don't appreciate being spoken to that way, rather than aggressive attacks. Keep your tone steady and avoid sarcasm. Sometimes, refusing to give them the emotional reaction they seek can reduce their power over you. Remember, you can't control how they speak, but you can control your own words and energy. Respectful firmness often works better than arguments or emotional outbursts. Sometimes, the healthiest option is to walk away. Not every nasty person can be reasoned with, and not every toxic relationship can be repaired. If the nastiness is constant and harmful, it may be best to distance yourself or cut ties altogether. At work, this might mean limiting interaction to what's absolutely necessary. In friendships or family, it may mean setting strict boundaries or stepping back from the relationship entirely. Walking away doesn't mean you're weak, it means you value your mental and emotional health. Choosing peace over conflict is a sign of strength and self-respect.
The best way to counter nastiness is to practice kindness and empathy. This doesn't mean tolerating abuse, but it does mean choosing positivity as your response. Surround yourself with people who inspire, encourage, and uplift you. Practice gratitude daily to shift your focus away from negativity. Offer compliments and support to others. Small acts of kindness can create ripple effects that spread positivity. Remember, nastiness is contagious, but so is kindness. By modeling respect, empathy, and positivity, you not only protect yourself from toxic influences but also inspire others to rise above negativity and cruelty.
To wrap up, we've explored what it means to have a nasty personality, the traits, psychological roots, social signs, and the emotional impact on others. We've also looked at coping strategies, communication tips, and the importance of knowing when to walk away. The key takeaway is this: while you can't control the personality of others, you can always control your response. Protect your peace, set boundaries, and choose positivity. Life is too short to be consumed by nastiness, yours or anyone else's. Thank you for watching, and remember, kindness and strength always outshine negativity. If this video helpful for you, please comment it, subscribe it, like it,